Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach, aka Crochetmezaddy, and I'm a crochet artist, amigurumi enthusiast, plushie pattern designer, yarn business owner, something else, I don't know, you name it, I probably do it here in the crochet world. Welcome back to the vlogs. In today's vlog, we're going to be doing a variety of different things. We're going to be doing some pattern testing, some pattern designing, some crocheting, shock horror, and we're also going to be doing a bit of room rearranging because I really want to just like fix up this space and just make it into a cozy crochet nook like I said in one of my previous vlogs. Yeah, I think that's all for the introduction, so let's just get straight into it. Hello, we are in the lounge now. Moving out here and getting the camera on, I'm like, this is so extremely bright. Like the reflection from the floor is like, like this is feeling a little insane. Anyway, as I was saying, we're doing a little bit of crocheting, obviously, and a little bit of pattern testing in this vlog. And I have recently been accepted into a pattern test for Dee Dee's plushies for a little tanuki plushie, which originally I thought a tanuki was just like another name for a raccoon or like a red panda. I didn't really know what it was. And I quite literally just Googled it now being like, what is a tanuki? Because I have no idea. And it's its own like animal. I was like, what? Like, maybe I just feel so uneducated. It is a Japanese raccoon dog. Like, look, see? What is a tanuki? There it is, Japanese raccoon dog. Yeah, very, very cute. But anyway, I have been doing a little pattern test for Dee Dee's plushies. All her patterns are like very reliably cute. Like every single pattern of hers that I have done has always just come out so adorably. So I feel very excited to be doing one of her pattern tests. It has been a while since I've done a pattern test and I'm very, very excited to be back into the groove. I feel like pattern tests themselves are like a great way of getting like involved in the community, and I feel like over the past few months, as I've been saying in a previous vlog, I feel like I've been like having a bit of a step back from the community, and I'm really, really excited to be getting engaged with everyone again. So I feel like this is a great first step. I've already started making a lot of the pieces. I've got this little paw here, another paw, the back paws. It looks like we're making like all the smaller pieces first, the tail, and now I think we're making the head and the body. So I'm gonna put something on in the background. I don't really know what I'll put on. I'm honestly a little bit hungover, so I'm going to find something very mellow and just have that on while I'm crocheting and see how much I get done. I'm also supposed to be catching up with a friend for a picnic very, very soon, so we'll see how much I get done before then, and then I can finish the rest tonight. Good plan? It feels like a good plan. Let's do it. Oh, also, look at this little cutie. I forgot that I was gonna introduce you all to it. It is a Bernie. Where's he gone? Look, hello. Say hi, Bernie. Oh, he's upside down. What the hell? Okay, never mind.
Episode 19, I really enjoyed. This is a reflection to me coming out as trans on the internet and what that entails, the response that I got, and everything like that. I'm gonna start working on these projects, and I will take them along. Grab your own projects, go through that pile, go through that drawer that you shoved those projects in 6 months ago, and we're like, oh, I'll get back then.
Houston, we have a problem. I have run out of this particular colorway gentle. I got up to this far on the head of the tanuki and I have run out. And I have no more of this color in my house, which is really shocking for someone who like runs a yarn business. I feel like I should have an abundance of yarn in my house, especially of all the colors that I need. And I simply do not. It's probably because I use this color so often, so gosh darn it. I will have to go back to the warehouse sometime soon, but I don't have time right now. I'm about to head off on a picnic and I wanted to work on this project, so now I have to think of a different project to bring along. And I have nothing that is like a midway or is like easy enough to take to a picnic. I don't know about you guys, but as like amigurumi plushie makers, it's low-key annoying going to a picnic or going traveling or something like that, because when you're doing amigurumi, you have to bring along so many different tools, like the stuffing, the eyes, the sewing things, whereas with like clothing pieces or other items, you can just bring along your hook and the yarn and you can just easily make things. So that's what I'm thinking when I have to lean in towards for this little picnic time I'm gonna have, because I'm gonna be out there for like 2 hours, so I want to get like a decent amount done, but I don't know what to make. But I have already gone ahead and found 2 crochet hooks because I'm going to be teaching my friend Juliana how to crochet. whilst I'm also working on something, and they're both 5mm hooks. So I think it'll be good for like making maybe like a market bag or something, because I do feel like making a market bag. I don't know, that's what I'm vibing. You know what, I'm just gonna bring these 2 hooks, some stitch markers, scissors, and some cotton yarn, and we're just gonna see what happens. Olis! we made it to the park. This is my friend Juliana.
Hi everyone.
Fun fact, I met Juliana when I was living in Argentina during high school back in
2012. 2012. And then we met again in 2015.
Something like that.
16.
One of those years.
And then here we are 10 years later.
In Melbourne.
Yay!
And now we have banh mi. And then we're gonna learn to crochet. And chips and lots of snacks. Because it's picnic time. Little dog coming near us.
Aww.
Its name is Jamie. Hey vlog. Okay, just because I didn't show this on the vlog earlier, when I was panicking about what to actually bring down to the picnic, I ended up just grabbing like all my Hobie leftover yarns that I spun into little cakes maybe like a few months ago. I just brought them down just to, I don't know, see what we make. We might make like a market bag, but it's also...
I'm not gonna make anything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if Juliana knew how to make anything, but turns out it was...
Yeah.
Yo mama. Because her mum knows how to crochet. So we're gonna learn how to do a chain and stuff, and I might start off a market bag for myself, because that's also very, very simple. And you can make one too.
Maybe. We'll see.
Let's learn.
Oh, sorry.
So underneath the first one.
Yes.
No, holding it where we were.
Yeah.
So yarn over it.
Yeah.
No, you're doing great.
Am I? Oh wait, tension finger. Wait. There we go.
Like the zoom in. She's chaining.
Kind of. Am I not? But now the camera is making me nervous. Wait.
So we're gonna zoom in on this little baby.
Yeah.
Look at that little chain. Oh.
Is she gonna make it?
Hey. Ooh. Hello, it is the next day now. Juliana had a great time learning to crochet. She almost finished an entire granny square, but it started getting a little bit cold and we ended up heading home. She also ended up not taking any yarn home with her, even though I offered, but she is keen to learn. She is also just like on the move, so couldn't take on any new projects at the moment, but she will be back. I reckon she will. She had that special crafting touch. You could sense it about her. Like, she was able to pick up the yarn and just kind of flow with it, you know? She's got that crafter mindset. You might hear right now, it is very windy today. You can probably hear some whistling going on through a window down my hallway. So I have put myself in the lounge. I've got myself all cozied up in a little blanket. I also made some time to get down to the warehouse just before it got too stormy. Oh my god, that is so windy. Anyway, also I found some time to get on down to the warehouse and I found some imperfect skeins of Gentle. What I mean by imperfect is that they just have these little blemishes on here, aka just like factory knots on the outside. So I don't really like selling those out to customers and I tend to just keep them for myself. So I went ahead and found one with a little blemish and one that was mislabeled. So these are now mine. So I can now finish the little tanuki. So I thought I was gonna sit on down, check on some TV. It is a very cozy Sunday and a perfect day to be inside crafting. So I'm gonna find something to watch, I don't really know, and just cruise on into Crochetville. Oh, also, I completely forgot to mention the thing in my lap. While I was hanging out with Juliana, I also started making another market bag. So I had a lot of this yarn here, which I think is, what is it? It's that cotton that Kelsey uses all the time. Passionate Goods. What does she use all the time? It's not Loops from Threads. It's, the name escapes me. Anyway, it's that cotton yarn and it's like this like black, white speckled yarn, which I originally had as a bucket hat, which you might remember from a vlog where I was winding like a bunch of different yarns. This is what happened to the bucket hat. I wound it up into a little ball, a little cake, and now I have just made it into this giant half finished market bag. It is so stormy. I've only got this much left though, and I'm a little bit nervous that I'm not going to reach the end. Like, I think I can get enough rows to make like the other side of the bag like this, but making the handles, I don't think I have enough cotton. I might need to just swap to like a pure black, so it'll be like a white speckled bag with a black handle, which I think will be alright. I think it'll be cute. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it down for now and then hopefully remember to pick it up someday.
10 strands held together, so it's working up really fast. And I am using a 15mm hook.
Familiar with Divine Work? Mm-hmm. When I was younger, I convinced my grandmother that Pink Flamingos was a children's movie. And I wanted nothing more than to be divine. That was a changing point in my life.
Hello, so weird angle. I already didn't feel like thinking, so I'm just gonna continue working on this.
Welcome to this very passionate vlog. Today is Saturday, August 30th. It is the last Saturday of the month, which means it's restock day. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring out everything that I have. Get it situated on our table over here, get ready, get my shipping bags out, and set ourselves up for success.
Ta-da! The tanuki is all done and I'm obsessed with him. Look at his little paws. I love how it's like splooting onto the ground there. It is the perfect little like seated companion to have on your desk or something. So I might just like put it somewhere around my house. I don't know. I've got so many plushies everywhere that I need to find a good place for him because he's so cute. I think I have like a little top railing bit here, top shelf bit here on my desk. So I think I might put little Mr. Tanuki up there so you can just like look at me as I'm filming. Ignore the mess, but you see? Huh? Little cutie. Aww. What should I name him? Her? Them. What should I name them? Also, in addition to that, I know I literally said I wasn't going to finish this, but I did. I ended up just being like, you know what, I can't be bothered trying to think of a different project to work on, so I decided to finish the bag. As you can see, there is a major color change. I ended up using almost exactly all the cotton yarn in this colorway here, this white speckled colorway, all the way to the end. I got both sides of the bag. If you can kind of see, it's kind of hard to see, because you start with like one little thicker part here, and then you do all the mesh bag part, and then you get to the other side of that. All of that work was all done in that yarn, and this is all I had left. Guess who beat a yarn chicken? Me! And so then I ended up changing to a black cotton yarn and then just finishing the straps, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I've made about like 5 or 6 of these market bags now. They are just such a fun little like brainless workup. And the fun thing is that I've never actually made one for myself, so I'm so happy. I finally have a market bag that I can use when I go for my little daily or weekly or whatever shops down at the local supermarket. So, yeah. So that brings us to the end of the pattern testing portion of this vlog. Now I'm going to be jumping on to the pattern designing portion. Every month, if you are unaware what I get up to on this channel, every month I design a few patterns actually. I design one buddy pattern, which are these kind of larger little animalistic anthropomorphic plushies for my Patreon. I also design a little itty bitty pattern for another tier on for my Patreon, and then usually I design more of like a kind of fan art pattern for my Patreon. That one's not like an actual like done deal, this is a benefit, but I do like making those. So I need to come up with some ideas for September's patterns of the month. I'm thinking that because October is next month and that's when everyone's starting to get like really Halloweeny and spooky and ready for the fall, even though it is spring here in Australia, I really want to lean into that realm and create something spooky, fantasy, fun, something in that kind of area. I've been thinking that maybe I might go for some more like classic creatures for these designs. I'm thinking maybe like a vampire or maybe a witch, because like Wicked's coming out, but I feel like there are a lot of witch patterns out there at the moment. I'm also thinking that maybe I could go more down like the mythical route again. Last year we made a Griffin and Medusa, so I'm thinking that maybe I could come back with like the Minotaur. Otherwise I could make something like a centaur, because someone was actually asking me the other day if I could make a centaur, and I was like, you know what? That could be really difficult to make, but also like a fun challenge. So I'm thinking around that kind of realm. And then as for the itty bitty bundle, this one I think I want to see if I can make like itty bitty Halloween characters. And I know I'm always just like promising just one to my Patreon, but this time around I'm thinking that maybe I could make like a fun little, like a little witch or a little vampire. Maybe not a little centaur, that seems like way too complicated to make in such a small size, but at least a witch, vampire, maybe like a mummy. That could be so cute. I could do like a fun little chain that you like wrap around it and stuff. Ooh, I'm getting inspired. Anyway, my iPad is almost done charging, so I want to go get to drawing and I'll come back very, very soon about what I'm offering out to my Patreon to vote for. And I am back. So I have disappeared for probably like the past hour or so, and I've just drawn like a bunch of fun little images here on Canva. So let me run through them all with you, and then I'll put them all up on my Patreon and see what they think and what they vote for. First up, I decided that I wanted to do the Grim Reaper. I just think this would be super cute. I love that little hood idea. I just think it's a fun little thing. I haven't seen that many Grim Reapers around, and I think it would look very cute just looming over me in the background on my shelf there. I don't know. That's what I'm vibing with, so I'm going with it. I'm thinking of that one there, I could do something that might either be like a skull-shaped face on top of like a black round head. That makes sense in my mind. Otherwise, I would just do like a white round head and try to like embroider on like a skull-like stitchings and things, you know? Anyway, I think it's a fun idea. Next up, I was thinking about doing like a mummy. Now this looks like it would be very simple, but I think it's gonna be quite effective with how like the bandage strips will lay out. This one here I have done with like a blue skin just because I was trying to think of like what rotting flesh would look like. And I could have gone for a green, but I don't know, I just felt like maybe I'm thinking more gloomy ghoul blue. I don't know, that's what I'm vibing there. But yeah, I think you'd do like the kind of blue based body, the big round sinker eyes I think would look really cute here. And then what you'd do is you'd create a bunch of bandage strips and then you would sew them onto the body. Well, you could also just like surface crochet them on, but I'm thinking you'd make big strips and actually like wind it around, and I could create like a little tutorial for how to get it into this kind of shaping. Next up, I feel like making a little vampire. Vampires have always been my favorite like Halloween monster. I think they were always my favorite until Twilight came out, and then everyone became like obsessed with vampires, and then I was like, it's not so like special to me anymore, you know? When something becomes so heavily popularized. But I always love vampires. I think they're quite fun. I think I could do like a very, very cute little red-eyed, humanoid, little man in a suit with a big cape or something. I just think it'd be cute and fun. I did mention before that I was thinking about doing like a centaur. As soon as I started thinking about making a centaur and like the actual like physics that would go into shaping a plushie like that, I was like, oh, that's okay, that is a lot more of a challenge than I thought it would be. I was like, that would be huge. Like a lot of these buddies here, they tend to have this like big hipped chunky body, and I'm very intentional with how I've shaped those to create that into a four-legged creature. Like I would love to create like a four-legged body for a lot of these ones here, like as like an alternative pattern, but to do it in such a way that it also has a torso of a centaur, I was like, that is too much, that's too much. So I decided not to do the centaur, but I did stick with the minotaur idea. I have suggested this to my Patreon before, back when we were doing those Greek mythology cuties, and they all really liked the idea. It just didn't win the vote, so this is more or less just me bringing it back again. And I would love to create a minotaur and then add that into like my Greek mythology pattern bundle that I currently have on over my store. So that's all for the buddies. Personally, I would be happy with doing any of these. Usually when I do these buddy pattern votes and things, I have one in mind that really sticks out to me, but of all of these, I'm quite happy making any of them, so I'll let the Patreon decide. And then next up is the itty bitties. Now this one here, I was actually struggling a little bit with what I could make as like a specific itty bitty of the month. And it's just because I just did like a farm bundle, and I still really like enjoying doing these bundle itty bitty moments. And so I just couldn't really get my head around like just making one singular itty bitty. So what I'm thinking maybe is that I offer out one itty bitty pattern as like a free one to my Patreon or those who are in the itty bitty tier. That gets you the itty bitty patterns. Then also just create a bundle anyway, because I feel like it. I started thinking about making like a little witch, a little vampire, all the different like classic creatures in this kind of like teeny little blobbish form. But the one that really stuck out to me was actually the witch, which is this little cutie here. And as I was like designing it, I was like, okay, I think I have an idea of how I want to make this. But then I was also like, well, what if I wanted to make like a wizard counterpart? And so using the very like similar shape, I figured out that how I could like make a wizard. And I was like, oh yeah, this is getting onto something. And I was like, well, if I'm going for a witch and a wizard, I may as well like make like a magic bundle. So I was like, what else is like magic? And then I was like, oh, there's like a frog. And so I made like a little itty bitty frog design, which I think I could keep within the same shape as like a lot of my other itty bitties, like this cow here. I can make like a frog in that kind of shape. So I was like, oh yes, let's keep going on that. And then last but not least, I was like, what else do they kind of have in like a wizard's tower or a witch's cave? They usually have like a cat, don't they? And I already have like an itty bitty kitty pattern out there. And so I was like, well, if I'm gonna offer out a bundle, what if I just made like the witch, the wizard, the cat, and the frog? Isn't that fun? I did think about designing a little potion as well, or maybe even like a mushroom. And then I was like, no, let's just rein it back in. I'm getting too excited about designing. So I'm gonna put out these 3 patterns here, and then also have the itty bitty kitty as part of the pattern bundle that I'll eventually create. But I think my Patreon can decide which one of these they want for free, and then I will create the entire bundle regardless. So a little bit of fun. Or do I just give them the pattern generally, like the whole bundle for free? I don't know. We'll find out. My Patreon will find out. Anyway, I'm gonna get this uploaded onto my Patreon, and then I guess I'll start designing. Or do I want to move this room around? I have so much to do in so little time. Regardless, I'll get this uploaded onto Patreon, and then we'll figure out what we're doing next. Hello everyone, it is the next day now.
Everyone!
Hey, Tyne's here, he's in the background doing some work. Hey Tyne.
Hey everyone!
So it's been a day now since I last put up the polls to my Patreon deciding which designs I should be working on. So I'm gonna reveal the results to you all very, very shortly. But you may have seen in one of my previous videos that I was talking about working on this little crochet book here. Lex and Stitches had asked me to be part of her book release tour, and as a part of that tour, she was sending her book all around the world to a bunch of different crochet artists and asking if they could make a pattern from her book. And so naturally, I was like, yes, absolutely. And so the little design that I decided to go with was this little cutie up here, Debakey the cat. I don't actually know how to pronounce the name, but it's a very, very cute cat plushie. I have spent the past a wee while working on this little cutie here. Here it is, Debakey the cat. Would you pronounce this as Debakey?
You're covering the...
I'm covering the title.
Debakey. Yeah.
Debakey
the cat.
Anyway, I made Debakey the cat, and here it is. Ta-da! Debakey the cat. Like, the colors were just perfect for this design. We've got Charming at the top, Gentle over here, the rest made in basic, and then even like the collar colors that she used for Debakey is this like light yellow and this fun like turquoisey color. Turquoisey? I just happened to have those colors as well, all in Zeddy Crafts yarns. So I made the perfect little Debakey the cat, and the instructions were really easy to follow, very clear, so many pictures, just a really well made book and a really well designed pattern. So I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. Now I just need to find a place for little Debakey, and I'm probably just gonna put it down next to the TV alongside all my other random Pokemon plushies I've got hanging out down there. It's so cute, look at it. Oh. Anywho, what I was also saying was that we have now reached the end of the poll. Well, I mean, it's been one day since voting started for my next Patreon pattern, and I think that gives a good indication of what everyone's gonna be going for. Normally, I wait till about like 48 hours afterwards before I like fully confirm which pattern I'm doing, but unless it's like one of them is really winning by a landslide. And that just happens to be the case for this time. But Tyne hasn't actually seen these designs here, so I was gonna ask him what he thinks is the cutest one and which one he thinks would win. So I'm gonna show you here, Tyne. I've got Can you see these easy enough?
Yes.
I've got a little Grim Reaper,
Cute.
a little vampire,
Cute.
a little mummy,
Oh, mummy.
and then a little minotaur. And you want little explanations behind each one, or do you just want to guess which one do you think would be the winner? The one that everyone voted for.
Give me the explanation. Sell me the dream.
Okay.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So which one do you think?
Which one do I think the audience have picked?
Yeah.
The Patreon audience have picked?
Yep.
I'm gonna say the mummy.
You think the mummy? Interesting. Is the mummy your favorite?
The mummy is my favorite.
I like the mummy as well.
Why? It's not?
No, that was like the worst picked one.
Oh no!
Between that one and I think it was the Minotaur. Yeah, that mummy and the Minotaur did not get picked that much. They got like 10-13% of the vote or something.
Did the vampire win?
No.
Oh, the Grim Reaper?
Grim got half the vote.
Wow.
50% or higher.
I mean, it does look very cute.
It does look very cute, I agree. So
I thought vampire might do well because of... Can I mention a Netflix series on here, or are we gonna get bleeped out? Or sued for copyright?
Which one?
Wednesday.
is it Vampire
Well,
Wednesday?
technically it's not really vampires, but it's got vampire theme.
Spoilers.
Does it?
Spoilers.
Does it? Does it? I actually don't know. I haven't seen.
You've been watching season 2.
Yeah, I keep on falling asleep.
Anyway, there's our ratings for Wednesday. And then I also made the itty bitty patterns, but these ones I'm actually just gonna make all of them anyway. But one of these patterns I decided I was gonna give away for free to my Patreon in a certain tier level.
Cute.
And then I'm also gonna like make a bundle out of them all and add the itty bitty kitty into it.
Cute.
So, but I made a witch, a frog, and a wizard. Which one do you think they voted for?
A witch, a frog, and a wizard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the witch to celebrate. What's that really famous part 2 movie that's coming out? Wicked.
Yeah. I thought it would have been the same, but it was actually the frog came first.
What?
I know, even though there's a lot of frog patterns out there, but mine will be the cutest.
Stunning.
Yeah, and then the wizard was actually second, and then the witch.
Oh my god, I have not so
You have
very good taste.
You have terrible taste. Yeah. Anywho, but I'm gonna sit down and make a little witch and a little wizard now while we're chilling out and watching TV. So I grabbed some more Zaddy Crafts yarns. I've got this one here for the little wizard's robe, which is delightful. I got a light green for the witch's skin, which is clever. This kind of pale peach for the wizard's skin, which is cheerful. And then I've got a gray hair for the witch's hair and the wizard's beard, which is charming. And then I have black somewhere over there, which is mischief. And I think that's all the colors, so I'm gonna go do that. Let's go relax and watch TV and design things.
Woo!
Yeah, damn, I'm good at this game. Look at this little wizard. Isn't he so cute? Hello. And it's completely no-sew and will probably take about half an hour to make, which is the best kind of design. So happy with this. Yay. I didn't get time to work on the witch or the frog or, I mean, the black cat's already designed just yet, but I will make all 3 of them as well. I'm very happy with this. Is like the first kind of prototype, I guess. Prototype? I think this is just like a finished design. It looks so cute. I can't think on how to approve it. Yay. So I'll get onto that eventually, but I want to get some other things done today before I crack onto those. One, which is rearrange my craft room because I just want to make it so it has like a little bit more light in there. And then 2, record some tutorials. I want to do some itty bitty tutorials. I've been saying this for ages that I want to do more of them, but as I said in a previous video, I had been getting like eczema in my hands and it was kind of hard to commit to making those. So while my hands are happy and healthy, although this one I can see something's going on here, so better watch out. But for now, while my hands are happy and healthy, I want to make some tutorials. So I'm gonna rearrange the room and then hopefully film that. But before we get into that, let me introduce you to our friend who's been living with me the past few days. Hello, who's this? Everyone meet Bernie. Hey Bernie, he gets really excited to see me. Hi. Apparently turtles have like intense eye contact. And so it's just, you just like stare at him and he just starts doing this. I don't know what this means. Hi, Benny. God, he's cute. I've only got him for a few days. Just while my sister is away overseas, so I'm doing a little bit of house sitting. Anyway, let's go tidy a room or move it around. You know what I mean. Honestly, how do craft rooms just like end up like this? There's just stuff everywhere. I mean, that's gonna be a very swift experience. I don't know if I'm gonna like tidy up everything off the desk or if I'm just gonna like move it around, because I don't know where to put everything right now. I have way too many dolls and not enough space. Like even on the giant doll wall behind you, I'm like running out of space to put all like the new ones, like all the seals. Like I don't know where to put these. They don't really stand up on their own. I mean, they kind of do if I go like that, but there's no room for them up there. There's just yarn. Yay. Okay, I don't know how to explain it, but this just already feels like 20 million times lighter just by putting this desk over here. I mean, the rest of the room looks like a horrid mess. So I'm just gonna light tidy up because I can't be bothered trying to sort this out right now. That's for another vlog. But at least this is nice so I can film a tutorial. Look, there's so much more light coming in. Yay. Also, I need to put things up on the walls around here. I just have this like one little Pokeball from Aiden Wells Crochet. I need to make this a cozier room. So if anyone has any suggestions what I could be hanging up here, maybe like crochet tapestries or something, I don't know. Let me know. Also, I did think about moving this wall and this was just way too insane to like undo and move over here. And I was just like, you know what? You can stay. You can stay. Hello, so it's been a few days since I last recorded anything for this vlog, and I'm just gonna give you a quick update of what happened. So essentially I put out the Misfits range, it was well received. I also put out a promotion for the Zaddy Crafts birthday because we're coming up to a year of Zaddy Crafts, which is absolutely crazy. But we're doing a promotion over the next like 3 months, up until December 10th, but like from the 10th to the 10th of every month. Essentially anyone who buys a skein of yarn goes into the draw to win a bundle of 10 skeins of yarn of whatever their choice is, and we pay for shipping. So it's a fun little offer, but it's like if someone buys like 3 skeins, then they get 3 entries. So I think it's quite a cool little deal going on. So that alongside the Misfits range, essentially I put it all up online on Friday morning, and then suddenly I was just packing orders all day. So I was out of the crochet world and into the warehouse packing world. Unfortunately, I didn't capture any of this on film, but I was just so like overwhelmed with the support from the community. So I was just straight head down into work. But I have found some time to keep working on the Patreon patterns, which is what this vlog is pretty much about. I redid the wizard a little bit. As you can see, this one's just like a little bit chunkier. I was trying to figure out the right kind of measurements of getting like the hat to extend out to the right shape. It was taking me a lot of work. Like the other one I have in the other room is cute and the hat is like a little bit pointier, but the way it was shaping up was such like a weird number to work with in crochet. It was like hard to like increase and decrease on that number. So I decided to just kind of like add a stitch to make it more of an even number to work with, and that's why we've ended up with like a little bit of a chunkier wizard. I also made a witch counterpart. Ta-da! Some of you were joining me on the live where we designed this together. I have finally finished it. I think it's very, very cute. I really like how the hair turned out. We spent so long trying to figure out how to make like a witch's hair. I think beforehand it was gonna be like way too long and scraggly sitting out, but I think this is like the perfect amount of scraggleness for an itty bitty witch. And then I also have the itty bitty frog to go with them as well. So cute. Now last but not least, I need to make a itty bitty cat because it's gonna go along in the bundle. Originally I was like, do I make like a black cat because it's like Halloween? I was like, well, I don't know if it's that exciting to see like a black cat. Like, I mean, like we've already got like the witch in black, this guy in this fun purple colorway, delightful from Zaddy Crafts, and then we've got a green frog. And so I was thinking about maybe using like a light brown for a kitty cat, and then like, oh god, I'm tangled in everything. Ah! So I was thinking like a light brown with like a white nose and like white socks or paws for the kitty cat. That's what I'm vibing. And so I think I'm gonna go for that just because it's like a different color. So when you see them all in a row, it's like, oh, this is a fun little range of colors used and etc, etc. Yeah. So I'm gonna chill out this morning watching a recent Pokemon tournament, which is my new sport because I'm now a sportsman. Okay, I'm very much a nerd and I am in love with Pokemon trading card game battling. So I'm gonna chill out and watch some tournaments and some battles and crochet a kitty cat. Yeah, who's with me? You all are, let's do it.
Unleashing these phantom dive, but let's see the 7 fresh cards from Professor's research here, because he still has plenty of battles ahead of him. If he can rare candy into a Dragapult in the active position, that can still be a great way to try and protect his energy.
And the Frankfurt Regional Championship. Yeah, we just had 2 massive regionals this past weekend that we wrapped up, and we're going to be looking at all the decks from the tournament to see what did well. Flamingo plus
Ta-da! So we have the full set now. As you can see, I opted out for just going for like a full ginger cat. I started with the light brown and I was just like, nah, let's go for orange. Here is the little range, my little magic set. We've got the witch, the wizard, the frog, and the itty bitty kitty. Yay! So I'm gonna take some photos of these now and then put out a little tester call, and then hopefully some people are willing to be test participants for me. Yay. Hello, it's been actually a few days since I last filmed that last little clip there. I have now got all of these little cuties out for testing, so that is well underway and we'll be releasing that pattern hopefully in the next couple of days. So should be good. The testers have already started sending back a few of the photos of what they've made with the patterns, and all absolutely adorable. Also cute. Very, very happy with how the whole test is going. So yay, 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 yay. So I can't remember if I mentioned on this vlog, but I also put out a tutorial for my itty bitty bat tutorial. So if anyone is looking for a quick make, something to make for Halloween, I made a little tutorial for this itty bitty bat. It's a completely no-sew pattern. Takes you about, I want to say 25 minutes to make. Very, very adorable. Perfect for markets if people were just looking for something fun to make. It's listed up here on my channel. Thanks. So, the reason why I'm actually hopping on here now is because, I mean, it has been a few days since I last jumped on here, and it's just been like a hectic time. I don't know what it is about this year. It's just been so hectic all the time, and I feel like I'm trying to like get my camera and capture everything, and then sometimes I'm like, wait, I'm capturing too much, therefore I'm gonna have like way too much footage to edit and stuff, but whatever. Anyway, sometimes I film things, sometimes I don't. All you really missed out on in the past few days was 1, the test going out, and then 2, someone tried to break into Zaddy Crafts. Isn't that crazy? They weren't particularly trying to get into Zaddy Crafts, but we work out of like a storage unit in like a large warehouse, and these thieves broke into the actual warehouse. They used like a crowbar to like break off some like fence pole things, and then like get into the door, and then as they're in there, I think the alarms must have started going off, and they're like, oh, we better find one of the units, and they just decided to try break into mine. They pushed they pushed the door open, kind of, but fortunately we had a bunch of boxes of Fearless, our dark blue, just like sitting in the way of the door where they're trying to get into. So Fearless, our Fearless protector, stopped them from getting in. Well, they kind of like shoved it forward, and then they couldn't really get anywhere else into there, so nothing was stolen, fortunately, but it was a bit of a weird situation to kind of manage. I also don't really know what they would have stolen in there. There's just yarn. Like, anyone watching this is probably like a more likely culprit. We want the yarn. I don't think someone who's like a casual thief would be really wanting to be trying to sneak out with large boxes of yarn. It's like way too much volume to carry out for probably what it's worth. Anyway, that was interesting. Also, in the meantime, I have been working on the other buddy pattern for my Patreon, which I have just not filmed anything about, and I've almost finished it. And it was the little Grim Reaper. I've been working tirelessly on this one, and I mean tirelessly because I've been working on it at night while I've just been like having my downtime and whatnot. And I'm really happy with how the result has turned out. I wanted to make something that was like a little bit bigger, so something a bit more like the Chameleon Buddy. But as I started making it, I was like, nah, this looks too big. I was like, I think I need to shrink him down to be a bit more like the Garden Buddy size. And I've just been playing around with different shapes and things, and I'm very, very happy with how it's turned out. So I've almost finished the first prototype. Let's just bring it into a camera shot now. So this little cutie here, it's probably better against like a lighter background, but I've made this little hood that has this little flappy down bit here. I've got the big eyes. I use a red backing for the eyes, so I think that's very fun. I've used the color Mischief, aka black, for the robe, and then the color Basic for the kind of skull-like head and arms. I don't really know if it's supposed to have arms, but I think it looks cute with them. You can kind of see them. They're like little bell kind of shapes, which I think is quite cute. I do want to make a matching scythe to go with them eventually. As it is now, I'm very, very happy. Also, I like how the body kind of just like flares out at the bottom. I think it's very, very fun. And also, I know this is really hard to see because it's all dark yarns, but trust me, it looks cool. And I still need to like attach like a bottom part to it because like designing something that has like a flat bottom is really, really hard in Amigurumi. And I decided that I'd just go for like the panel effect, so you make like an open piece. I've left like some open loops on the inside there, and I've made like a little bottom part, which I'm just gonna have to like sew on. Which isn't that difficult, to be honest. I mean, like all the loops are there and you're just going like sewing into corresponding loops, so. Not the most challenging thing for anyone. Okay, look at all these yarn tails I need to weave in. Very, very happy with how it's turned out. I decided that I haven't done a YouTube live in a while. I was hoping to get a video up this week and I just didn't. I just ran out of time to edit things. As I said, it's just been a hectic time lately, so I am going to jump on and do a YouTube live instead. Hopefully that'll suffice as a bit of long form content, and I think we're gonna finish up the little Grim Reaper buddy on live. And I just don't even know how to like even begin to understand why they're not doing it. Well, how hard is it? Hop out of your truck. He's been sitting there that entire time we've been on this live. Just sitting there, being like, are they gonna come out? And I'm like, go in, go in. And we are done. We have just finished making the little Grim Reaper buddy, which I'll show you very, very shortly. But in that last clip, you probably heard me like crashing out about like deliveries. Essentially, during the live, I was also like waiting to see if our next shipment of Zaddy Crafts yarn had like arrived at the warehouse. And during the live, I got a call from the delivery people saying like, hey, we're outside. And I was like, cool, I sent you guys a message saying, I'm not there, just like talk with the reception and drop off the boxes. And then I get a message from them being like, oh, can you let reception know to come outside? They're just in the driveway. And I was like, okay, why can't you just go in? So I like called reception and I was like, hey, just letting you know our deliveries arrived, they're just out there. And he's like, oh, okay, cool, I'll go talk to them. And I was like, cool. So then I messaged back the delivery people. I'm like, hey, reception's aware that you're there. Like they should sort it out or something. And they're like, okay, our driver's just still sitting there. And I was like, has reception come out? They're like, I don't know. And I was like, would you like to go in and talk to reception? And they're like, can you give us reception's number? And I was like, why can't you just hop out of the truck and walk 5 meters inside into the warehouse and just sort it out? Why is no one talking to each other? And why am I like so far away from the warehouse trying to sort out whether you're going to talk to each other to drop off the yarn into the garage, like a storage unit area behind you? Why is no one talking to each other? Why is the driver not hopping out of the truck to say, is this the spot to drop it off to? Like, it's... am I going insane? Why is this feel so complicated? Why are they messaging me being like, get reception to come outside? It feels like they're turning it to like a friend's house and you're like, I'm outside. But like, they're just not messaging that. They're like messaging their friend to tell the other friend to be like, hey, Sarah's outside. I don't know. Like, why am I messaging? Ugh. Anyway, so I had a little bit of a crash out on live. Just getting so annoyed at them. The incompetency. Anyway, deep breaths. So aside from that, I finished the little Grim Reaper buddy and he is looking absolutely scrumptious. I'm very happy with how it turned out. The head, the little hood, the scythe, the shape of the arms. I love the little flare of the robe down the bottom there. I think it's super cute. The only thing that I'm like considering is whether I add like a little mouth in here or not. I still think that's just like a little optional thing. But aside from that, I'm so happy with how it turned out. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Hello, it is the next day now, and I spent the entire morning packing and receiving yarns, which was very, very exciting. And now I've got the evening off, so I'm going to settle in, watch some, not true crime, but crime shows. There's one called Untamed, and it's about like a murder mystery in a national park somewhere. It's pretty good, I'm enjoying it. And I'm going to be working on another Grimmy the Grim Reaper, or Little Grim Reaper buddy. I don't really know, the name is pending right now. And I decided I'm gonna make one in this lovely red here. So this is the color Passionate from Zaddy Crafts. I haven't actually worked with this color yet. I've been wanting to for so long. It's this lovely like deep blood red, which I think would be really, really cute to have as a red hooded Grim Reaper. And then I've also got a little bit of Simple, which is our off-white hair, which is really good for taking photographs. The reason why I'm not doing one that's in like black or gray or anything is because I do need to take photographs of like the pieces as I'm putting them together for the pattern, and just using black and like even white, like a pure white, is really just hard to get a photo of. So I'm going for a more dull color of white, as well as this dark red, because it's quite easy to see the stitches and things. Smart. So I just finished the finale episode. Pretty good show, pretty good. Although I feel like I kind of guessed it from the start, and then it kind of went on a weird twist, and I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong. And then I was like, oh no, there it is. Actually, this is a little side problem. I feel like I sit at home and I'm crocheting so much that I'm watching so much like crime TV that it just becomes like a very thematic way that I can solve like who the actual killer is or whatever in these shows. So I'm never really like shocked. I'm always like, but I still sit there and watch it to see how it unravels. Anyway, I finished the hood. So it's looking pretty cute. I'm wondering if the hood is like a little bit too short. My only concern is that I have very tight tension, so it always looks a bit shorter than when other people do it, just because there's like a billion of the same like stitch around rows, and that's where it normally comes into effect, my tension versus others. I'm gonna finish up making up the robe part, and then I'll make the head, and then I'll make a decision on whether or not I need to extend this hood out a little bit more or not. But for now, it's cute. And now I need to find something else to watch, and I don't know what to watch.
Searching the deck for 2 more energy to go. I love the addition of earthen vessels in this list. Players have been increasing their counters and then trying to get as much energy in the discard pile as quickly as possible. Like, hopefully there's a second Eevee to come through and receive
Variation of attack in order to get awful.
Up and running. Still 300 HP remaining. JW is going to be looking to find an answer here.
Hello, so sorry, I disappeared for like the entire week of testing of the little Grimmy pattern. I can't even remember if I showed you the last iteration of the pattern or like the last creation I made of the pattern using the colorway Passionate from Zaddy Crafts. But I actually released the pattern this morning, and has been a very, very well received pattern release. So that's very exciting. If you are interested, the pattern is available over my website. If you've forgotten what it looks like from the previous parts of this vlog, here is a little Grimmy in the colorway Mischief, aka black, and Basic, which is our white. And then I made this one here, which I actually added an embroidered mouth to, using some black cotton, with some red eyes, and this is the colorway Passionate, as I was just mentioning before. I think it's super, super cute. I really love how this pattern turned out. Best feature is that you can just take the head out, and maybe even just leave it like that. I think it's really, really cute. A lot of people are actually asking online if I could like make some mods and do like a pumpkin head or other animals and things. So I was actually thinking about working on that this weekend. I'm actually in a little bit of a rush right now. I might sound like I'm speaking really fast, and it's because I am, because I have to leave in about 2 minutes time to get to train. But I was thinking that this weekend I could run away and create like a little bunny mod or a pumpkin mod or something like that, just to add to my buddy's extra tier on my Patreon. I thought that's how I could kind of wrap up this vlog, is try and make some mods for Little Grimmy, because Little Grimmy's so cute and deserves some mods. And it's just a bit easier on me because I've been working so hard on some secret projects, which I'll eventually tell my Patreon about. Anyway, I gotta go, so I will catch up with you momentarily. Hello, look how pretty it is where I am right now. This is where we are currently dog sitting, and the view is just, It is so lovely down here, so peaceful. We've just spent the day just hiking around, looking after this little cutie here. Hello. It's been a very, very fun time. You want to say hi? Hey, Joya. Hey. Oh, very cute. Anywho, I'm sorry you're on like a weird angle right now. It's just because there was nothing to balance the camera on. But I have brought my projects along. This is what I packed in the end. I packed really good chenille yarn in the colorway Whimsy, some in the colorway Simple, which is our off-white, some orange, being Charisma, and then I also packed Playful, and then I started working on the head of the bunny. So I finished up to this far on the head. I didn't bring any like stuffing or eyes because it's kind of hard to bring on like a little weekend away. So I'm gonna work on that a little bit later tonight. Today we've just been hiking about. Here is some photos. I don't know if I took any really good ones, but very, very pretty around here. And yeah, I'm just gonna continue working in on making a little groomy bunny thing. Also, while I've been away, I've been checking up like people's responses to the little groomy pattern releasing over on Instagram and whatnot. You guys have been so kind to me. It has been a very, very well received pattern. The videos around it, everyone's been really enjoying and things. They really, really love the detachable head. So I don't know, I'm feeling very grateful. So thank you everyone for all your kind words of support on that one. It's very nice to feel like your patterns are having a good reception. Because I mean, after a while, you don't really know how well you're doing. You're kind of just like trudging along, and then once in a while, something like this happens, and it feels like everyone is in love with it, and you just feel over the moon about your artistry. So thank you everyone for being so supportive of the pattern release. So this is such a weird. I'm like really like bent over talking to you guys right now. Anyway, we're gonna cook some dins and then chill out for the evening. Just have a relaxing time, you know. Also, check out my tote bag from the one, the only, Passionate Goods. So cute, so cute. Ooh, what's on the menu, Tyne?
Wait, what's on the menu?
It is a cauliflower and spices and
secret hummus sauce.
Ooh, a secret hummus sauce, our favorite.
So good. Nom 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 nom. Putting on the finishing touches.
Ooh, isn't this
Roasted
yummy?
garlic.
Roasted cauliflower with roasted chickpeas on a hummus bed with roasted garlic. Yum yum yum.
Nom nom nom.
Yum yum yum. And it mixes of spices in there as well.
I'm so excited. I'm so hungry.
God, it's so beige and good.
So green and delicious.
We love colors in our yarns and we love beige in our foods.
We have no idea what could be done. Content of Tutankhamun's tomb alone will value at 650 million pounds of stuff.
Hello, I am back home now. As you can see, I had such a good weekend away, so much relaxing. It was just, it was beautiful. I loved it. I really, really needed that, and I'm just happy to be home just to wrap up the final few projects of this vlog. Starting off with the little bunny. I finished it all up today, got it all done and dusted, and it is looking so, so, so cute. So without further ado, here is the little Grim Bunny Reaper. Name pending. It is so, so, so adorable. I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but I used the colorway Whimsy from Zaddy Crafts for the purple, and then I used the colorway Playful for the body, and then I also used just some purple eyes from some sinker eyes I found on Amazon. And I am so, so happy with how it turned out. It is looking so scrumptious. I think it is so adorable. It still has the removable head like all the other Grim patterns, but this time it has like little ear slots just for the bunny ears. I thought this would be a cute little mod that I could introduce over to my Patreon. So I'm gonna get this written up over the next couple of days, but I thought for tonight that I could just wrap up another little mod for the Patreon out there. I wanted to make like a pumpkin head version, and then I also just wanted to like test out what it looks like if I was to make like one head that you just spun around and had different faces on it. That's not for like a mod for anything, that's just me being curious. So I've got a TV show lined up here, and I'm gonna crack right on into that and see what kind of crochet magic we get done. Oh my god, I was about to like zoom in and do some like, here I am crocheting. Oh my god, this is horrid. Oh my god.
Sure.
Okay, I give up. I had to stop. That was just getting too creepy. This is as far as I got with the pumpkin head. I'm gonna keep working on it, but I'm gonna watch something a little bit nicer. It's like, it's too scary to watch in a house by yourself. That was making me feel ill and scared, and I don't like it.
Crowned the UK's next Drag Race superstar will receive a cash prize of £25,000. Tonight, with Michelle Visage, Alan Carr.
I just finished making the little pumpkin head. Very, very happy with how this is looking. So I'm gonna try that out in one of the little Grimmy's bodies. I did try it out in this one here. And I mean, it looks a bit odd just because of the coloring, but like, you see the vibe we're going for? So good. And now I get to start on making the one that has like the mini faces. Face of many faces, the Grimmy of many faces. I have to thank past Zach because he had already started on the head, so I actually don't have that much more to go. So I'm gonna crack on into it. I'll put on Drag Race. So much better, so much more positive. Happy, happy, happy.
So have you always lived in London though?
More or less. I mean, I did live in Cameroon for about 4 or 5 years, so from like 12 to 16.
Hello, it is the next morning now and I just got back from packing some orders for Zaddy Crafts. As you saw last night, I finished making this little bunny here, which still super obsessed with. So cute. But then I also ended up working on the pumpkin and like a two-faced Grimmy. So I chucked the head in my existing Grimmy because you can take the heads out. And right now we've got a little happy side going on. And let me just show you what happens when you turn it around. You have angry Grimmy. Look at him, he's so mad and grumpy and angry. And now, he's happy again. Happy Grimmy. Love, love, love. And then I also made the pumpkin version, which I don't have a body for just yet, but I just wanted to see what it looked like if I made like a pumpkin head. So cute. It's so funny and just like jolly looking. I need to make one that has orange arms as well, so it just like fits properly, but for now, this looks pretty cute. So happy with that. So I'm gonna add both this pattern and the bunny version to my Patreon very soon. But first I'm gonna jump on a little live with Kelsey because we're gonna be making some bats together. So be right back. Be right back. Ta-da! And there we have it. We made our little bat on our live with Passionate Kelsey. Hey Kelsey, thanks for the live together. She made 2 bats, I made 1 just because I mucked this one up in the middle of it and I lost count of my stitches. Oops. But I made this one here out of the colorway Curious, and I think it is so cute and so scrumptious. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Anyway, let's bring it to an end. Thank you so much for joining me today. A huge extra special thank you to everyone over my Patreon. You are amazing. Thank you so much for all your help, your assistance, your support of me and the channel and everything that goes on here. You are just absolutely amazing, and I cannot do this without you all. So shout out to you all there, and hope you're having a great day. Anyway, that's all from me, so I'm gonna go hit the gym, pump some iron, get some big muscles in preparation for summer here in Aussie, and I'll catch you all on the next vlog. Bye-bye! Doo-doo. Hey, this is the end of the vlog. Dance. This is when I do a little dance. And now I'm bringing out the finger guns for this special dance, because I feel like it. Can't wait to see what we do next time.